let's talk about Star Wars The Last Jedi. So I saw The Last Jedi on Thursday night, and surprise, surprise, I really, really loved it. I thought it was such a different and unique Star Wars film. I'm going to try not use the words risky and ballsy, because I see them everywhere.
But it's nice to see them taking risks.
I think this movie takes a lot of risks.
They take a lot of risks.
They take some risks, they take some chances.
Rian Johnson takes a lot of risks.
But like, you know, it's a very unique Star Wars movie. It does things that you wouldn't expect from this Star Wars film, coming off of a film like The Force Awakens. The Force Awakens was like incredibly successful. This isn't my opinion, this is like a fact. This is the only Star Wars film to make over $2 billion. It was a phenomenon. It was just incredible how Disney, Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy, and J.J. Abrams took this property that, for all intents and purposes, was dying and made it this mammoth once again. However, there are a lot of Star Wars fans who felt that The Force Awakens was more of a rehash than an original film. But I really liked The Force Awakens. I thought it was very good. They introduced some incredible characters in Han Solo. They didn't introduce Han Solo. In Kylo Ren, Rey, Finn, Poe, BB-8. I think they're all great additions to the lore. The Force Awakens, despite doing some interesting and you know, risky things, like they killed off Han Solo. Kylo Ren was Han Solo's kid, and you know, the things they did, they were things that fans sort of expected. Then came Rogue One, and Rogue One, again, a lot of people criticized Rogue One for being rooted in the same sort of story. You know, it was a new story, technically, yes. And now we have Rian Johnson's The Last Jedi, which is so different. It is such a different movie. And seeing The Last Jedi for me was a very interesting experience because it kind of blew me away. Like, it did things that I didn't expect. If you watch The Last Jedi, and in the trailers as well, there's some things that you think are gonna happen. You think Rey is gonna join the dark side. And in the film, you think that too. There's a moment where Kylo Ren sticks out his hand and you can see her contemplating to join him, and she doesn't. And for me, that was a surprise. I honestly thought for a second there, I was like, she's gonna join Kylo Ren. It was interesting because, like, I didn't expect them to do it, but I didn't expect them not to do it. I didn't know what to expect. I think fans wanted The Last Jedi to be really different, and it is really different. The only problem is that it's not the sort of different that fans wanted. Now that gets me to the main point of this video. I think fans of all popular culture, popular media, have a certain level of entitlement. I noticed it first with the DC Extended Universe, where if something's not like the comic books, it's sort of wrong. And I don't understand that, because I think that when you make a movie, you can't just do what fans want you to do, because then you're not really creating anything new. So one of the things I've seen online on Reddit and on Twitter is that people don't like The Last Jedi because it goes against what they wanted to happen. And I think that's a very weird way to criticize a film. Like, that to me doesn't make sense, because the movie's not made, like, you're not making the movie, so it's not going to be exactly what you want. People had theories and ideas of who the Snoke is. People thought that he was like Darth Plagueis or something, who was a character who was mentioned in Revenge of the Sith.
Did you ever hear the tragedy of Darth Plagueis the Wise?
It turns out he wasn't, or he might be, we don't know, because they kill him off in this movie. And it's so cool how they do so. There's just this amazing scene that totally goes against the expectations of the audience in a way that I thought was beautiful. In the scene, Kylo Ren has brought Rey to Snoke, and Snoke is trying to possess her to join the dark side. Snoke, who's so greedy and all-powerful, you know, he's very much becoming the emperor of this new trilogy. He sort of sits there, you know, like, "Arr, arr," and then he doesn't notice that a lightsaber is next to his chair. He's like to Kylo Ren, kill your greatest enemy. And Kylo Ren uses the lightsaber to cut Snoke in half, and he dies. And that's it. It's such a risky thing to do, to take a character who we expected to die like a film later and just, boom, kill him off straight away. Going back to the fan entitlement, fans were warned that this film would not be exactly what they were expecting. I mean, Luke Skywalker even says in the trailer,
"This is not going to go the way you think."
And the movie doesn't. You know, The Last Jedi does this incredible thing where it uses double entendre. Is that the right word? Double entendre? The movie uses double entendre to just mess with everything you expect. There's another line in the film where Kylo Ren says,
"Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. That's the only way to become what you were meant to be."
And I think Rian Johnson, and maybe this is me getting a bit too analytical for a rant, but I think Rian Johnson was really addressing the concerns that fans had of The Force Awakens and Rogue One. He's saying with this film, let the past die. Let those old films go, because that's old. Like, there's a reason why it's the past. You can't just keep expecting the same Star Wars movie, because that's gonna get so tiring. There's a reason why whenever people see Star Wars coming out, they get excited. And it's because the Star Wars movies so far haven't been super similar. They have all been rather unique and rather different. One of the things that fans even complained about with The Last Jedi was that they were worried, especially with Luke becoming the Yoda figure, they were worried that it would just be another Empire. You know, the characters are split off, bad things happen, the baddies win. Instead of Han Solo being frozen in carbonite, maybe it was Finn or Poe, and that's what fans expected. But Rian Johnson really went against that, and fans were quite frustrated, I think, even though that's what they wanted. For me, when I see the criticism for The Last Jedi, I totally understand if you don't like the movie. Like, if you don't like it for actual reasons. Like, if you don't like it because the movie is rushed or you don't like the characters or whatever, like, that's fine. But if you don't like it because it's not what you expected or it goes against the Star Wars that you love, I can't believe your opinion. This idea that something isn't your Star Wars is wrong. This idea that something isn't your anything, your Harry Potter, your DC, your Marvel. Who the cares? These are movies created by intelligent filmmakers who want to create something new and interesting. Putting them in a corner and saying you can't mess with this character we love is so bad. It just limits these creators. So we can't get films like Empire. You know, fun fact, Empire was shit on, like The Last Jedi, when it came out, by fans of the original Star Wars for not being like Star Wars. We want something that's different, and then when something that's different is thrown at us, we don't like it. One character in The Last Jedi that I've seen people shit on, and just whinge about, wrongly, may I add, is Luke Skywalker. Now, a lot of people say, especially fans of the original films, say that Luke in this movie is not my Luke Skywalker. What does that even mean? Have we gotten to a point in media and TV or comic books where we can't take characters we love and do really interesting things with them? Why does every character have to be good? Why does all good characters have to be completely good? They can have no flaws. We can't see them f***ed up. Rian Johnson has done a very similar thing with Luke. He shows a broken and distraughted Luke. He shows a Luke who, you know, embodies this idea that legends bleed, that legends aren't all good. You know, there's flaws in the idea of being a legend. You know, for f***'s sake, Luke tries to kill his nephew. That's how bad he is. He's such a awful person in this film, but you feel for him because you understand. And so when you see him suffer, it's heartbreaking because you've seen exactly where he came from. Comic book movies have given fans the power to really have their opinions enlarged and universally seen. And The Last Jedi, I think, is another example of a filmmaker having complete control of their film and fans not responding well. I understand fans that don't like this film because Luke isn't how they wanted Luke to be. But I think you have to ask yourself this. Luke is a very broken character when we meet him. So he's not going to be exactly how he was at the end of Return of the Jedi. Because time has passed. He has evolved. It's just something that movies do. Characters evolve. I think that we should give filmmakers more respect and more freedom when it comes to adapting something that we love. I'd hate to see Rian Johnson have the same backlash from fans that George Lucas had.
George Lucas raped our childhood. George Lucas raped our childhood.
Because it just shows that we didn't learn anything. You know, we as fans owe it to filmmakers to respect them, respect their vision. They respect our property, you respect their vision. I think that's a pretty fair thing. If we want filmmakers to do different things, we have to accept that sometimes we may not like those different things. Star Wars The Last Jedi is a bold and powerful movie. I'm very thankful for Rian Johnson for making this film. I'm over the moon. I thought it was so fantastic. If you're gonna hate The Last Jedi for being a bad movie, you didn't like the pacing, or you didn't like the way it was shot, or, you know, like normal criticisms for a film, I'll always respect your opinion. But if you don't like The Last Jedi because it wasn't your Star Wars, it wasn't your Luke, or they didn't use your theory or a theory you liked, I just don't care. Hey guys, today I just want to talk to you very briefly about my amazing sponsor, T-Blocks. T-Blocks is a t-shirt subscription service where you go online and order a t-shirt from some of your favorite licensed brands, and the t-shirt gets delivered to your door. Some of these licensed brands include Marvel, DC, HBO, Disney, Naruto, and of course, Star Wars. T-Blocks normally charges $8.99 a month. But if you use the discount code that appears on the screen right now, you get 10% off your first T-Blocks order. You're probably asking yourself, how does T-Blocks work? It's pretty simple. Basically, you hop onto the website tblocks.com and you follow the steps. Let's say you're in a Star Wars mood. You click the Star Wars box, you click continue, enter your details, and bang, it's delivered to your door as soon as possible. As I said in the last video, because it's Christmas and it's such a busy time and I live in Australia, I have not got my T-Blocks order yet. And I'm really annoyed because I want to show you guys how awesome it is. I want to show you what's in there. And yeah, I really want my Star Wars t-shirt. I can't believe I forgot to say this earlier, but the winner of last week's Star Wars T-Blocks giveaway was Connor Hawes, and I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. So thank you very much for watching this video. I'm not sure if I'm going to do another video this year. I think this is probably it until 2018. I don't see you guys before the new year. I want to wish you guys a happy holidays, and yeah, happy new year. See ya.